What is up, beautiful people? Let's talk about the NFL draft and agreement package. First of all, big shots, quick chip. All right, but this is gonna be short and sweet, people. This isn't gonna be a long thing. This isn't gonna be a long podcast video. Wherever you're seeing and listening, whatever you're doing. All right, we're gonna get right into this thing. Packer fans are a little upset. All right, and I noticed this right away. The Packers went defense in the first two picks. Packers had two first round picks. A lot of people were thinking that they're gonna go wide receiver. They did not. All right. And like, dude, I don't know, man. It's funny to me because Packer fans get so like emotional and so mad and so upset. But it's like you don't reach for a wide receiver just to say you drafted a wide receiver. Six wide receivers went like quick. And I know people are going to say, well, they could have, traded up and they could have done this. And maybe they tried. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they tried and they didn't want to give up what people wanted them to give up to move up. You know what I mean? Maybe, and then like Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show. Everyone's talking about Aaron Rodgers needs weapons. Aaron Rodgers needs this and that. And Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be happy, but he was on the Pat McAfee show. He was on video. He was on the internet talking about it. So, like, if you really want to know what Aaron Rodgers feels, go to the Pat McAfee show YouTube and just watch. He wasn't upset. I didn't watch the stream or whatever. I had stuff going on last night, but like I seen parts of it. I've seen people quote Rodgers and talk about like Rodgers was not upset. Like he understood going in that these are the receivers that they valued high. They were gone. He's like, all right, now there's other guys that they value higher than the other receivers that are available, and we're not even in the second round of the draft yet. They can go wide receiver today. I'm not a big draft guy. I don't know all the players, all the college guys. I don't know all the people. I'm not going to act like, I'm some guru. And I got no mock drafts. I got no nothing, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, just trust the process, bro. Like, so people, like, really think, well, we need a wide receiver. Like, this is not Madden. It is not Madden. So you think the Packers should take a not as good wide receiver over a way better defensive player? Like, and just look at how good this defense is going to be and why the Packers possibly want to have just a stellar, badass defense. Why would the Packers want to have a stellar, badass defense? Because everyone talks about the Packers in the playoffs. What happened? Since, way before anyone that's basically on the team now has been there besides like Rodgers and like Crosby. But like the Packers have been losing to teams with great defenses since forever. And all those playoff losses that people talk about, good defensive fronts. So maybe the Packers are like, hey, let's do that. Let's get that. Let's get a great defense, get a great defensive front, get pressure on the quarterbacks. You know what I mean? And just do this thing. Like obviously, like the Packers need a wide receiver. Packers need some wide receivers. But first of all, the disrespect that is happening to guys like all the wide receivers that the Packers have, Robert Tonyan, all these guys who are like, oh, the offense sucks. They got nothing. You know what I mean? You do not need a first round wide receiver. Like, obviously, they need some help at wide receiver. It'd be nice to draft wide receiver. Maybe if they can pick people up, whatever. However they do it. But Rodgers can make superstars. All right. So like Alan Lazard, right? He hasn't got a ton of opportunities. Like Devontae Adams is on the team. Devontae Adams is getting the lion's share. Devontae Adams is getting thrown to. And Aaron Rodgers making sure of that. You know what I mean? So guys like guys like Alan Lazard, MVS obviously is gone. If you'd have been staying in Green Bay, I think he'd have had a big time year. At least the opportunity. All these guys that are on the field are going to have huge opportunity that they've never had before with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers knows them. They know Aaron Rodgers. They know all the things. So like now with the opportunities, we'll see what happens. Robert Tonyan will be back hopefully soon. I don't know what the injury situation. I don't know that we know when he'll be back or like how 100% or whatever, all the things. But dude, just trust the process. They can't draft a wide receiver just to say they drafted a wide receiver. Like I didn't say it. Like this is not Madden. You draft the best player available, and people are like, "Oh, it's a Ted Thompson thing. Look where that got us." Yeah, that got us to be one of the top teams in the league for the last whatever how many years. Like, yeah, obviously you want to win Super Bowls. That's the goal. And then anything short of Super Bowl is I wouldn't say it's a failure, but it's not. You're not reaching the goal. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like that. That it's not a failure because, like, if it's not the Super Bowl, then yeah, but you're still good. The Packers are, they're still making a dent. Obviously, anything short of the Super Bowl is not good, especially like with Brett Favre and you got Aaron Rodgers. Like we have all these great teams that should have won Super Bowls, should have won more Super Bowls. But like I don't know. I'm not talking about that because it's so long. People are talking about the last 30 years and blah 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 blah. But let's not talk about the last 3 years. Let's talk about right now. This year, the Packers are going to have a really good defense. All right. I think that they're going to be the best team in the NFC North again, but that's not really saying much. But the offense, we'll see like what this offense does. I think it'll be interesting to see if guys are getting open. But people also have to remember the Packers have a very dominant running game. So if they want to say, all right, we don't have the best receivers in the world. They don't need to double guys. They can stack the box a little bit. But I think that this Packers running game doesn't matter stacking. I think AJ Dillon's going to plow over guys. Aaron Jones can do his thing, obviously run the ball, but also catching the ball, like moving them out into the slot and all the things. There's a lot of things that this team can do. And Matt LaFleur's offense, I think, is intended for this. Matt LaFleur's offense is not meant to have MVP style, Hall of Fame style wide receiver. It's meant to spread the ball around. So maybe with Davante Adams, Aaron Rodgers was just shuffling too, because why wouldn't you? He's a great wide receiver. He catches it, just throw it to him. Comes down with it, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying that the Packers are better off without Davante Adams by any means. Packers got worse as a football team without Davante Adams. But at the same time, I'm going to shuffle the ball around, Guys get open, throw the ball in there, run the ball heavy, play great defense. Dude, this defense could be special. I thought that before the draft, you know what I mean? That just adds some depth. I think that the great thing about guys that they drafted, you got Kenny Clark over there. You got Preston Smith, Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary's a younger guy, but there's guys that can help these guys and help them get better fast. First round picks, you expect them to do the thing. I'm not a huge college guy, like I said, but I have a friend who's a Georgia Bulldogs fan, and he was texting me last night. I was trying to sleep. I had to work. Ended up calling in. But I'm going to talk to him and, find out more about these guys. But I'm excited about this defense. I get people are worried about the offense, but just calm down. Let's see what happens. It's just the first round. Let's see what happens in the second round. Because if the Packers start picking wide receivers in the second round and people, because whenever someone gets drafted, you know how it is, right? How the draft goes is, first of all, they tell you these horrible stories about these players, like had horrible things happen. It's very depressing, actually, watching the draft. That's why I don't usually watch the whole draft, because they have like 12 hours of coverage on NFL Network and all the places. And I usually don't watch it because it's depressing. Like, this guy, his mom died and this and that happened and all these horrible things happened, but now he's in the NFL. It's like, dude, I get like telling the story, but like weird time to tell that story, you know what I mean? Anyways, but like as soon as these guys get drafted, everyone's talking about how great they are. So everyone's just pumped up. Like, it doesn't matter what round it is. Like, you ever watch the draft? Like, oh, this guy coming out of Alabama. Some thought he was going to be a first round pick, but he was picked in the 6th round. But yeah, he's going to be the best player ever. They pump him up. It's like, but the fact of the matter is, it does not matter what round you're drafted in. People talk about all these wide receivers, like first round. Aaron Rodgers has never had a first round wide receiver, this and that. It doesn't matter. Davante Adams was the 2nd round. Jordy Nelson was the 2nd round. Donald Driver was the 7th round. Like, and just going away from the Packers. Look around the NFL. I don't know all the numbers. I wish I did. But how many wide receivers in the league who are like top 10, considered top 10 wide receivers, were not picked in the 1st round? You don't have to be picked in the 1st round to be a good wide receiver. You know what I mean? There's so many wide receivers in the league balling out, and not just wide receiver, other positions. There's undrafted. Tom Brady, all the things, people drafted 6th round, 7th round, 4th round, all over. Not 1st round. Some players not drafted at all, balling out. I saw a story today, one of the draft stories. I forget who it is. Someone who's on TV, analyst now, but he was talking about he thought he was going to get drafted in the 3rd round. He ended up not getting drafted at all, and then he went to 3 or 4 Pro Bowls, had himself a nice little career. There's so many stories like that. You don't have to be a 1st round talent to ball out in the league and be the best at your position in the league. Be among the best at your position. Davante Adams, 2nd round pick. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a 1st round pick. Everyone is so obsessed with the 1st round pick. Like I get as a players because they get more money, so that's good for them. But like as a fan, like someone like who says that? Like, oh, this guy made a great catch. Like, oh, he's not even a first rounder. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, dude, when they get on the field, they get in practice, they start would do their thing, get in games. It does not matter when you got drafted. If you got it, you got it. The draft, nobody knows. Nobody knows. That's why there's busts. And speaking of that, Packer fans who are so uptight about like talking about, dude, y'all said Rashawn Gary was a bust, and I love Packer fans. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Packer fan. I'm one of you. You know what I mean? We're in this together. But just let's be clear. A lot of Packer fans said Rashawn Gary was a bust. I was not one of those people. I love me some Rashawn Gary. I love when he got drafted. I didn't know a lot about him because I'm not a big college guy, but his reaction to getting drafted and all that, I thought it was cool. And I trust the smart people that talked about him. Say, this guy has a ceiling like crazy. And a lot of people thought he would never go near that, but he did. Rashawn Gary is a beast. So many players at the Packers draft. A.J. Dillon, Packer fans were mad at him. So mad. Why would they draft a running back? They don't need a running back. And then now he's the king of Door County, bro. I've been going to Door County since forever, but he just walked in, get the key. Whatever, no big deal. But my point is that it's not to like just trash Packer fans or trash any fans. But you're wrong sometimes. You know what I mean? You get mad, and people were mad when Aaron Rodgers got drafted. A lot of people were mad when Aaron Rodgers got drafted, and that worked out all right. I'm not to compare that to anyone that they're drafting these last few years, but the point is just chill. Let's just see what happens. I get it. Like that's part of sports is talking about discussing. Like I think this player is this, I think that player is that, but nobody knows. Not the analysts, not the ESPNs, not the experts, not the people like me, not the people who just watch, whatever. Nobody knows. We're going to find out, but that's what we do. We talk about it. You know what I mean? I know I'm very optimistic, and that irritates people. People get mad at me. They're like, oh, you're just super optimistic. This guy sucks. Like, you don't know, bro. And I don't know either. I choose to just be like, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? I think this defense could be special. I think Aaron Rodgers can make any wide receiver really good. I wouldn't say really good, and not any wide receiver. You got to have skill. But I think Aaron Rodgers can elevate guys, and having, a lot of these wide receivers that we do have, it sucks losing Davante Adams. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say because it's good to have a veteran, a top veteran wide receiver, even if it's not Davante Adams type level. Like Randall Cobb is one of those guys, obviously, that can help a rookie come in. I think Amari Rodgers, too. People forget about Amari Rodgers. With another offseason, I think that he's going to propel himself. He's going to get a lot more opportunities. I think this wide receiver group could be all right. They're going to draft some guys, mix some guys in. Who knows? Maybe a trade gets happening before the season starts. We don't know. Like I'm not like predicting that, but who knows? But I think this team's going to be all right, people. I trust Goody. Do you trust Goot? Do you trust Matty LaFleur? I do, people. So let's just calm down, pump the brakes, watch this second round, all right? Let's get after this thing, people. Woohoo! Second round coming up tonight. Happy Friday, people. Have yourselves enjoy the draft and all the things. And go Pack, go, people. I'm pumped up for this thing right here.